I haven't made a video in over a year, but I'm back, I'm better. So today is gonna be another story time. So I'm gonna do a story time about my experience being involved in MLM, and just, yeah, let's get into it. So first, let me get rid of this. 1 second. All right, so I got my mirror over here, so I'm gonna be looking back and forth. But anyways, gotta make sure. All right, so I'm gonna try to figure out where I want to start. I think I'm just gonna start from the very beginning, and then we just gonna go on this roller coaster. So basically, I got introduced to the MLM world actually way before I joined my last one. So at first I got introduced into Amway. So when I was in the army, I was actually married, and my husband, well, my ex-husband, he met somebody that was a part of Amway, and then they basically got us to go to a bunch of their meetings and got us to sign up, and probably wasted about $500 getting involved with Amway. But that happened while I was in the army, and that could be another story time. But we ended up, well, I actually ended up getting out of the army and, you know, just stopped being involved with it because it just didn't seem like a good idea to me. Like, it seemed very wasteful. I didn't see why we had to pay to be involved with it, you know what I mean? And then we had to sell the products, and the products were really expensive, and it really ain't make sense because you really could get those products a lot cheaper from somewhere else. Like, they were selling shampoo for freaking $25-30 a bottle when you could get some Pantene or some freaking Garnier for $5. And you know, Amway is like, after getting out of Amway, I learned that that was like one of the oldest pyramid schemes to ever exist. But that's another story. Let's talk about the pyramid scheme that I joined after it. While I was still in Hawaii, a friend from high school, she had been posting on her story about, you know, Forex, and how Forex did this and Forex did that, and she's making this kind of money and living this kind of lifestyle, and this is so easy, and all you gotta do, and da 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 da. And I'm in the army at the time, and I'm just suffering. Like, I hated being in the army. It was really a dreadful experience. I basically was just looking for an escape. I was looking for a way out because I knew that I didn't want to be there anymore, and I just couldn't take it. So I seen her posting all over social media about how this was such a great experience and how she was making such good money and da 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 and things like that. And so basically, while I was in, I signed up underneath her, and for a while before I signed up, I was just like, you know, why should I be paying to learn how to trade when I could just learn how to trade on the internet for free? And so for about a month, I had tried to teach myself how to trade Forex, but you can learn it on the internet, but that's something, it's a lot to learn, it's a lot to figure out, and it's a lot to become profitable within that. So the selling point of joining the company was that, you know, it's easier, it's just copy and paste and profit, and you get all the answers, and it's, you know what I'm saying, like, it's easier to just sign up underneath somebody and just learn from the company instead of trying to figure it out on your own, which I did try to figure it out on my own. And I'm not saying I couldn't have figured it out on my own, it's just that, you know, people just want to take the easier way out of things. Like, I would rather be given the answers than try to figure out the answers, but that's just me. So anyways, I signed up under her after trying to figure out how to do it myself, and it just wasn't something that was kind of doable for me because I was living in Hawaii at the time, and I was in a different time zone than everybody, and so they were getting the signals sent to them, and I would get the signals, but again, I'm in a different time zone, so I'm asleep at the time that the signals are being sent. And even when I was awake, being in the military and then trying to be involved with that was not something that was easy. And you gotta really deal with a lot, you know, being in the Army and trying to deal with that at the same time. And then they want you to recruit people, they want you to sign people up, you gotta prove that you're making money, they want you to post 10-15 times a day, and it's like, I really ain't have time for all that. So anyways, you know, I joined and I was doing it for about, I want to say 2 or 3 months during being in the military. I did it for about 2 or 3 months, and I hit the rank of Platinum 150, P150. And at that rank, that's when you have 3 people signed underneath you. And when you have 3 people underneath you, you become a Platinum 150. And at that point, you're making $150 a month in commissions, right? But also you have to pay your monthly fee, your monthly subscription fee, which was $164. So you're not at that point making a profit because of your commissions. So what they say when you're in it is that your goal is to get to P600 or Platinum 600, and that's when you have 12 people signed underneath you, and that way you're actually making a profit, right? Because P150 it's only $150, but at Platinum 600 that's $600. So that way you're able to make a profit and pay your subscription, and you're able to, you know, take a little bit of money home. But the gimmick was, you know, get to Platinum 600, that way you can pay your subscription and you have money to put in your trading account. Doing Forex is not for poor people. That's not a broke person game to play. That is a rich person game to play. That's a game for people that have money to lose to play, right? So when you're doing Forex, they're like, all right, well, when you're involved in the company, they're like, all right, so sign up 12 people, and then now you have money to play with. You don't have to use the money that you work for at your job to play with. At that point, it's like, all right, my goal right now is to sign people up. It's not to, you know, actually learn. It's not to actually figure out what's going on with Forex, right? It's to sign people up, because that's what they push on you. You're in the group chats and it's like, you know, welcome this person to the team, welcome this person to the team. And it was very just an odd environment, in my opinion. Like, it was just weird. So being in the Army, that's a weird environment too. It's an awkward environment because it's just like this whole fake enthusiasm, this fake I want to be here, this fake respect that you have, or this respect that you're forced to have for these people that outrank you. But in this instance, like being in the company, the energy, it was just like this fake positivity, because a lot of times people weren't actually making money. Now, some people were making money. Some people were actually seeing a profit from trading, but majority of the people weren't. Like, being realistic, a lot of people weren't actually making any money. Like, when they wanted you to post, and they wanted you to post all this 10 times a day, 4 times a day, post on your page, post on your story, you're posting screenshots. Like, you're posting stuff that somebody else already posted. You're posting other people's profits, you posting other people's success, and you're just like recycling content just to try to gain traction to your own page to get people to sign up underneath you. So that was just like, it was just very it was weird. It was weird. And this was before I even knew what an MLM was. Like, I didn't know what multi-level marketing was. I didn't know what pyramid schemes were. Like, I didn't know what any of that meant. But from the jump, it had always been weird to me. Like, it had always been this just weird energy, in my opinion. But I kind of just stuck with it because it seemed like people were making money. It seemed like people were making money. It seemed like people were actually successful. But in reality, a lot of people were just putting up a facade to make it seem like they were making money or that they were successful, when in reality they were only putting up that face so that they could get people to sign up underneath them. Because the more people you sign up underneath you, the more money you're gonna make. So it was all just fake. It was all fake. It was all a front. It was all a facade. The people at the very top, they weren't making money, obviously, because they had the most people underneath them. You know, if you're a Chairman 100 and you got 3,000 people underneath you, and these 3,000 people are paying $164 a month, plus those 3,000 people having people underneath them, and those people having people underneath them, so it's just like, of course they're making money, of course they're able to flex, of course they're able to do all those things you wish that you could be doing. And that was just the whole point. And then where you have to basically use other people's success to try to emulate what you're able to achieve within the opportunity, which was just very weird to me as well, because if you didn't have any success within it, you were just able to say, oh, well, this person has this amount of success, or this person just bought this kind of car, or this person just bought a high rise, and da 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 da. You're using other people's success stories to try to get people to sign up underneath your business. And so, you know, I didn't understand, I guess, the psychological aspects of it, but I knew it was weird. Like, I knew it was off, and I always just thought it was just kind of weird. And you may be wondering, like, all right, well, why did you stay, or why did you do it? And realistically, for a while, it just kind of seemed like, all right, well, if they did it, then I can do it. If they can make that kind of money, I can make that kind of money. If you can be a Chairman 10, I can be a Chairman 10. And realistically, shoot, people got bills to pay. So it's just like, if you telling me you did this and that to make $10,000 a month, then I want to do just this and that so I can make 10 bands a month too, because that's a lot of money. And you know, but that's the problem with it, because they make it seem like it's so simple, like it's such an easy concept, but it's really not. It's really not at all. Being a Chairman 10, which is where you have 500 people within your organization, and you have to, it's actually a lot of work. Like, they make it seem like it's so simple, but it's actually not. You have to keep these people, and you have to make sure that these people are paying their subscription every single month. So you pretty much have to make your rank every single month. You got to make sure that there are 500 people active within your organization every 30 days to make sure that you continue to get paid every Friday, right? So like, and you have to keep these people motivated, because a lot of people aren't making money, and a lot of people are just, you know, getting by on lies, you know what I mean? And so you got to call these people every single day. You have to build relationships with people every single day. You have to keep them motivated. You got to make sure that they're doing, like, they're holding up their end of posting and doing this and that, because you're not in charge of your money realistically, because you have to make sure that these other people are doing what they got to do so you can get paid. If I'm a Platinum 1000, which is having 30 people underneath you, and I want to be a Platinum 2000, which is 75 people underneath you, I gotta make sure that those 30 people do what they gotta do so I can get to the next rank. I gotta make sure that they're doing what they gotta do so I can make more money. And that's the problem. Relying on other people to make sure that you're making money is never gonna work, like, long term. If you have to rely on other people to provide an income for yourself, it's inevitable to fall, right? So this story might just be all over the place, but I'm gonna just ramble a little bit, whatever, forget it. But yeah, so after a while of me being involved with it all, I want to say I got introduced to it in 2019, right? 2019, I was in the Army. I hit Platinum 150 twice, and then I quit because it was annoying. It was too much. I got out the Army, I came back to Georgia, and then what happened? COVID struck the beginning of 2020. So I'm fresh out the Army in the beginning of a pandemic, and I'm just kind of like sitting back and I'm just watching what's happening, right? A lot of people I had followed on social media, they were still in it. The girl that introduced me to it, she was still in it, and I'm just watching, you know, I'm just watching as everything plays out. And so like they're hitting ranks, like they're ranking up faster and faster and faster and faster. I like to call them COVID chairmen, because a lot of people hit chairman during the peak of COVID, and that was obviously because, you know, COVID, and people ain't have jobs, and people were scared and didn't know what to do, and they needed money. And you see these people on the internet talking about some, oh, you can do this and I'm making all this money. So a lot of people were sucked into the business during COVID because it seemed like a good opportunity, which a lot of MLMs actually got bigger in the midst of COVID and then kind of died off once the world started to open up again, which I'll get to. But yeah, so you know, I'm watching as the COVID chairman pop off, right? And after a while, I want to say probably, this is in 2020, so I want to say towards the very end, like maybe November of 2020 is when I decided to join back into the business. And once I joined back in, I had ended up getting an apartment. I moved into my apartment in December 2020, and I wasn't able to hit a rank for a very long time, because like I said, it had always just been weird to me. Like, it had always been weird how you were supposed to recruit and how much you were supposed to post and how much you were supposed to try to talk to people. And I'm an introvert and I don't like talking to people, and I don't like making conversation either. And I didn't reach out to anybody. Like, I was never a cold messenger like a lot of those people that used to randomly DM people about starting for it. I never did that. The only way people signed up with me is if they messaged me and they were interested. I never reached out, I never cold messaged, I never did that. That was always just never for me. So anyways, I didn't hit a rank until about March. So this is when I started TikTok. I started TikTok in January of 2021. I was in my apartment, I was alone, I was bored, I didn't have a job. I was only making money from, I would trade Forex a little bit, but it wasn't enough. Obviously you still have to have some supplemental income, because I had rent to pay and car notes and insurance and all that cute stuff. So I was making money from my military benefits also, because I was in school, so I made that money about once a month. But for the most part, I didn't work a traditional job. I started my TikTok and I started posting about January, and I want to say March I hit P150 again. For the third time in my life, I hit P150. And let's say I'm posting consistently or whatnot, very cringe content. It was very cringy content, but that was the only way I knew how to get people interested in joining. So I use my TikTok as a source. And then we get to May 2021. We get to May of 2021, and this is when IM3 happens. So I posted a TikTok and it went viral. I got 2.1 or 2.2 million views. I took it down, it's not on my page anymore, obviously, but I posted that video right before going to IM3. It goes viral, and long story short, I go platinum 1000. So I have 30 people signed up underneath me. and it was very stressful. It was really a stressful experience because not only do I have people interested in the TikTok that I posted, but I have people angry. There are people mad at me, and they're like, oh, you know, you're scamming, and this is a lie, and this isn't true, and they're lying to you, and etc, etc. And I'm just like, what are y'all talking about? You know, I'm in my head thinking, if you don't want to do it, then just don't do it. Like, nobody's forcing you to do anything. But that was just my thought process. Now, some people were forcing it. Some people were like trying their darndest to convince people to sign up, and it was very like a manipulative thing. In my opinion, and how I saw it at the time, was just like, I'm presenting this to you. You can do it or you cannot do it. Like, I'm not forcing you to do anything, you know what I mean? But either way, the whole, like, it really just boils down to the fact that MLM is just a scammy business model. It's just a bad business model. So whether your intentions are negative or not, it's still just not a good business model. So either way, I go viral and people are attacking me. But the video, it goes viral for a month or so, like a month and a half. The video is just circulating around TikTok. People are tagging me and stuff. People are duetting the video. And after a while, this guy, he responds to my video. He doesn't tag me, he doesn't duet it, but he screen records the first few seconds, and then he puts in his commentary. I think his name is David something, but he ended up responding to my video. His video also went viral. So shoot, my video got 2.2, I think his got like 2.3, 2.4 million views, 10,000 shares. His video did numbers. And so after his video got posted, I start getting attacked, because I actually was scrolling on TikTok that day and I seen it. Like, I seen my ad name on somebody else's page, and I'm like, alright, what? Hold on now. So yeah, so he's in the video and he's like, this is a scam, this isn't true, she's lying, things of that nature. And I'm just like, dang, why you use my video? Why you use my video? Like, of all the videos that people don't post it on the internet and you use mine, why did you use mine? Anyway, whatever. So he used my video and I'm getting attacked. I'm getting attacked on Instagram and TikTok. So on TikTok, I freaking had to disable my comments. I stopped posting for like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks at that. People are like, just, you're a scammer, you're a scammer, you're a scammer. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. You don't have to do this. But whatever, you can't reason with people like that, and if they were mad, they were mad. So anyways, I'm not finna keep arguing with people. I turned my comments off. I went on my Instagram. Not a lot of people attacked me on my Instagram, but a few people did. So I just blocked people, and it died down after a while. So after I turned my comments off on my TikTok, my views just diminished. Like, they got so bad. I had, at the time, I had like 14,000 or 15,000 followers, because before I went viral, I had 2,000 followers, and once I went viral, I got like up to 14,000 or 15,000, and I was getting at least 20k views per video. Like, at the very minimum, like on a bad day, I was getting like 6,000 views, but on an average day, I was getting like 20,000 views on my videos. But after I got attacked and I turned my comments off, my views just dropped drastically, and I still haven't been able to like get my views back consistent, because I also don't post it consistently anymore, and so that's another story. But yeah, so turned my comments off, got attacked, and at that point, this was probably I went viral in May. I got attacked in June. By July, I stopped posting. And so like, yeah, in July, I was just kind of over it, and I'm just like, yeah, this isn't for me. I already wasn't feeling it that much anyways. I was just trying to get to a certain point where I was making a good amount of money, but it kind of just, it wasn't worth it. So anyways, I was over it in July. But in July is when I met somebody that was in the business, and he basically kind of motivated me to keep going. But the only reason I was wanting to keep going because I met him and I liked him, and that's, oh my god. Anyways, but he came around and kind of motivated me to keep going. And I had started back kind of posting a little bit, but it just felt weird. It just didn't feel right. It didn't feel natural. And so I stopped again, but I was just trying to convince myself that I wanted to keep going because of him, because he was kind of higher up within the business and I wanted to get to his level, whatever. But so what happened during this time of me and him kind of dealing with each other? Well, I met him at the end of July, and I want to say me and him were kind of dealing with each other for a few months, and in November is when I went to the company convention. I'm at the company convention in November. I forgot what it was called, but it was in Houston, and I really only went to the convention because he was going to the convention and he said that I should go, and I really shouldn't have went. It was a waste of my money, but I went because he was going and I wanted to be with him. So he's there, but he's a higher rank than me. I was only, well, I actually was like a P150 at the time. I had lost my whole rank, so I was probably like a P150. He was considered a chairman, so he was with the chairman. So I wasn't able to be with him like I really wanted to be, which was the whole main reason of me even really going, but whatever. So I'm there, I'm alone for the most part. Like, I would see him sporadically. I didn't really get to spend a lot of time with him, so I was pretty much alone for the most part. And so while I'm there, I think the first day was very stressful for me, and it was just like a lot going on, and I was just getting into town and just trying to get settled into my hotel and things like that. So the first day it was all right, and the next day was the day of the convention. So I get my ticket, and I paid for a VIP ticket, which was also a freaking, that was a scam too. That was a waste of money. I could have just got a freaking general admissions ticket, because VIP and general admissions was right next to each other on the same level. So that was a waste of freaking money as well. I was so mad. I wasted like $300 on an expensive ass ticket that wasn't even worth it. So anyways, I go to the convention the first day, and this is where like the culty vibes really just smacked me in the face, because when I was at IM3, it felt weird too. It never just felt genuinely authentic, like a true good feeling. It never felt that way for me personally, but I felt like the weird culty vibes at IM3, like the chanting and the, you know, the religion, just all that weird stuff. But I didn't think too much of it because I was going viral at the time, and my mind was somewhere else, so I wasn't thinking about it too much. But when I went to the Houston convention was really where it was like, all right, this junk's weird. Like, I already don't like this, but this junk is weird. And what really did it for me is when the CEO, he came and had a casket on the stage. Like, he turned all the lights off and started playing this really sad music. And I'm in my head thinking, like, who died? Like, what's going on? It's like just weird, and for about 10 minutes just playing this real weird music, and it's just dark, and everybody's looking around like, what's going on? So anyways, after a while he starts talking, And this was just a whole bit of him just going about how we're killing off broke. We're killing broke. Like, you choose to be broke and blah blah blah. It was dumb. It was dumb, and I hated it. And I was cold, and they were chanting, and you know, people were crying, and the religion stuff. Now, I don't care about what you believe in as far as religion. Like, I couldn't care less about what you believe in religious wise, right? But I just feel like you shouldn't be using religion to manipulate people into believing something, or like, don't use your religion to convince people that they should or shouldn't be doing something. Like, don't say God wants you to do this and God wants you to be here and things of that nature, because you're using somebody's religion to convince them of something that you actually want, right? Don't try to use your religion to convince me of anything, because for one, I don't follow your religion, right? Okay, but we're not gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. At the end of the day, religious manipulation is a big problem within the MLM community, and it's something that needs to be stopped. It was something that I witnessed a lot within the company calls that we would get on about just the preaching. It's the preaching. I don't go to church. I don't want to be preached at, okay? Don't be yelling at me about what God wants and what he don't want and what he like and dislike, because I personally don't think he told you that, but whatever. And I just also feel like this is a job. If this is a job, why are you preaching? Why are we talking about religion, and why are we talking about what God does and doesn't want when this is a job? This is a source of income. This is not a church, okay? I feel like if we're gonna be talking about your religious beliefs, then that needs to be done in a religious space, not somewhere where people are trying to make a living. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is supposed to be about forex trading. Like, this is about currency exchange. You know what I mean? This is about the financial market. This is not about God, okay? It's just not. It's not. I respect whatever you believe, but why are we talking about it? You know what I mean? Especially because everybody don't believe what you believe. You know, everybody's not a Christian, everybody ain't a Muslim, everybody ain't a Buddhist. Everybody just don't believe what you believe, and that's fine. Everybody don't believe what I believe. I'm not gonna force my beliefs on anybody walking this earth, because that's weird in my opinion. But anyways, so we're at the convention. He does the little funeral bit. That's weird. Whatever, keep it moving. The convention was 3 days long, which I actually didn't know, but the convention was 3 days long. The first 2 days, I hated it the whole time. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't prepared very well. I didn't know Houston would be so cold. I thought it would be hot in Houston, so I actually wasn't dressed properly, and it just, yeah, it sucks. But the main thing that did stand out to me was the freaking casket bit. That was just so weird to me, and I did not like it. But either way, I was actually inactive while I was at the convention, and I had been inactive for a while because, shoot, that was in November. I probably hadn't paid my subscription since like August. And also another thing, at the event you could kind of tell that the company was kind of dying a little bit, because when something is favorable, you don't discount it. In reality, if something is truly favorable, you don't discount it, right? You keep it at full price. So during the convention, there was this incentive that was going on where if you were to get X amount of people to join, we'll give you X amount of money, right? So usually the sign-up fee, I think, was $164, something like that, pushing $200. The sign-up fee was that. But while they were trying to push people to sign more people up, they had discounted it to like a really cheap price. It was like really low. I want to say like $200, not $200, like $100, something really low, and something you wouldn't have expected it to be so cheap. But they had been running like a lot of little discounts to get people to get more people to sign up. So it wasn't like unusual, but you could tell that the company was kind of losing favor because of all the MLM stuff coming to light, and like people actually becoming educated on it. And also you know, it's a lot of MLM YouTubers, but whatever. So anyways, there was this huge promotion that they were running, and I probably have like the pictures of it in my phone still. I'll try to find it and add it into the video if I still have them. But they were basically saying, if you get this amount of people to sign up, we'll give you this amount of money, and whoever gets the most amount of people to sign up, I think they were giving away like $100,000 or something crazy, like something you really wouldn't have expected. After me spending time at the convention and just like seeing how everything was, and it didn't make me feel any better about being in the business. It didn't make me want to rejoin or reignite my subscription. It didn't make me want to keep going. So but this was November, and then also after this, me and the dude who was even convincing me to stay around in the business, he started acting weird to me, and shoot, I really ain't care no more after that. So after he started acting weird to me, we fell out, and I just stopped posting about the business. I stopped caring. I just pretended it never happened. And then shoot, I wasn't the only one. After a while, I started getting messages about how people quit and how people were just posting like anti-MLM stuff like that. And after a while, even the people you never expected to quit, they quit. The people that went the hardest for the business, they left. The people that were the highest up in the business, they left, and they started doing other things. And you start to realize like it sounded good at the moment. Once you start getting educated about the actual business structure and how it's inevitable to fall and crash, it's like not even that surprising anymore, because the people that was making the most money left or they quit. But in reality, they probably just lost their rank and everybody left the business because shoot, they wasn't making no money no more, and it was dumb. Everybody leaving the business, everybody sending you freaking anti-MLM videos, and you know, IML's a scam and blah 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 blah, and you up here trying to defend a company that ain't your company. Because I would say maybe once or twice I tried to defend it, but I'm in my head like, this ain't my company, this ain't my business, and I'm not obligated to freaking protect it. I'm over here trying to defend something that's not even in reality my business. It's just something that you signed up to be a part of, something that you didn't even actually have to have any qualifications to be a part of. You got a bunch of people that's fresh out of high school, or you know, these super fresh 20-somethings, myself included, fresh 20-something, you know, running a business that you didn't even have to have any qualifications to run. You know, you don't have any business experience. You just had $160 and signed up for something and tried to make it sound good, and you just so happen to have got in at a good time where you got a decent amount of people to sign up underneath you, you know. And it's really unfortunate for the people that got in, like the last few people to get in, because they didn't have a chance to make any money. But either way, you know, eventually everybody stopped posting about it, everybody stopped talking about it, everybody just stopped being so gun-ho IML, you know, and people just started learning about how just not okay it was, you know. So, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of happy I was kind of happy to find out that the guy that I was dealing with or whatever, how he stopped doing it. And what was also funny to me is how people didn't even say anything. Like, a few people did, but for the majority, a lot of people just didn't even say anything about how they stopped doing it or how they weren't going to be a part of it anymore. They just stopped. Like, it just went silent. And everybody just started doing something else. And I just thought that was so fascinating to just watch. Just to watch, like, the change. Like, it went from, oh, you know, go IML and this is the best thing that could ever happen to you and don't miss out on this opportunity and this is everything and I made all this money and these people are so successful, da 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 da, seeing posts all day every day. And then to go from that to nothing, like, to nothing, to absolutely nothing. Everybody started doing something else. Everybody that I follow or kept up with within the business started doing something else. They either got other jobs, they started other businesses, some other people started some new MLMs, which was funny to me. Which the people that were like really high up, like the Chairman 100s and 250s and all that cute stuff, they started their own MLMs. And that was just kind of funny to me as well. Like, they were posting, offering about how you could pay this amount of money to get to this certain part of the company and we'll put this many people underneath you. And it's just like, I guess if you're making that kind of money and you're used to making that kind of money, you really don't want to give it up. So I don't know, I'm not saying it's okay, but shit, do what you gotta do or whatever. I just think it's funny. I think it's a crazy experience. I think it's something, I'm not gonna say I didn't learn anything from that experience. I definitely learned some things about myself and like what I want out of life and the kind of people I want to spend time with and things about mental health and manipulation and things like that. Like, I learned something from the experience. I ended up building a TikTok out of it, and now, you know, I want to pursue content creating, and it was an experience. You know, it's something that you do at a young dumb age of 20 something to you just learn, you experience, you live, and you learn, and you do things, and you figure out what you like, you figure out what you don't like, and you just go from there. So there's like no anger or hatred or no bad blood towards anybody or anything. Like, it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You live life and you move on, and that's just life. I don't know. I apologize if this is kind of all over the place. I'm kind of just rambling, but it's whatever. But yeah, man, it's kind of just surreal. It's so surreal to just experience. I don't know, like, it's so crazy to see how it started to what it ended up being. That's astonishing to me. Like, from 2019, watching people go from P nothing to chairman this and that, and watching people just go be so gung-ho about the business, and so it's such a big deal, and you really need to do this, and you really need to be a part of this, and don't miss out, and da da da, to just nothing. Like, deleting stuff off their pages and just going silent about it. Everybody just moved on with their lives, and honestly, I just think it's pretty cool to see, you know. And we were all, like, most of us were really young. Like, well, we are all really young. We're all like 20 something, early 20 something. Like, it's not many people that was past the age of 27 or 26 with the ones that I follow anyway. So it was just like, it's interesting to see. I'm kind of like intrigued to see what happens next, like what people do next, where life is gonna take us. cool. People that started their businesses, this one girl, she started her business, she already dang near done made $1 million. So proud of her. The other MLMs, people just traveling, going back to school. And honestly, as for me and what I have going on and what I aspire to do, so I'm actually still in school. I never stopped going to school. I've been in school for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. I'm in my 4th semester at Atlanta Metro, so I'm in school. I've started a couple businesses. As of right now, like my main businesses that I want to focus on are my vegan, vegetarian cosmetic business. Then I also have an adult toy line business that has gotten me a few sales, and I'm really proud of that. And content creation, obviously while I'm here on YouTube. Hi, yeah. And yeah, you know, I'm just trying to find what's best for me, live my life, be happy, make some money, and just live it up, because I'm not going back to the military. That's super dead. I thought about it. The paycheck is pretty cool, consistent, you know, but I can't do that to myself. Cannot sign my life away again. So these businesses and this YouTube and this content creation gonna have to work, okay? But either way, you know, you live, you learn, you experience, and you move forward with that gained knowledge. Oh, that was a good application. Okay, almost done. We almost done. Alright, so also this is my lip gloss. It's coming out soon. Give me like a month. I do make these by hand, so it's not that easy, but it is vegan, all natural. And I'm also changing my packaging to be more eco-friendly, so it's like biodegradable, all that cute stuff. On the way soon, coming soon. But yes, that is my lip gloss. So I do want to thank you guys for watching me ramble and get dressed for the day. I might change this dress. I don't know. I just put this on so I can record. But thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you for listening to me ramble. I hope you stay to the end. I hope you come back next time. And I'll talk to you soon.